From a young age, society bombards women with messages that can create neural pathways of self-doubt, especially around money and power. Thoughts like, I'm not a leader, or finance is too complicated for me, are not just fleeting feelings. When repeated, they become well-worn neural circuits. According to Hebb's law, neurons that fire together wire together. These pathways become our brain's automatic default. Welcome back to Thrive with Tima. I'm your host, Tima. In the previous episodes, we've talked about the external systems of economic injustice. But today, we've focused on the internal tools we need to dismantle them. The fight for gender equality is a marathon, not a sprint. But resilience is not something you're born with. It's something you build. It is a physical, measurable change in the structure of your brain. Today, we explore the neuroscience of resilience. We will learn how to intentionally use the principles of neuroplasticity to forge the mental fortitude required to fight for economic justice, to resist activist burnout, and to become powerful, effective agents of change. This isn't about self-help. This is about building the psychological infrastructure for a revolution. So, fighting for economic justice begins with a radical act of neuroplasticity. When you consciously choose to replace a thought of self-doubt with one of capability, for example, my voice deserves to be heard, or I can and I will understand how to fund my community, you are weakening the old neural path and firing a new one. Identify one limiting belief you hold about your ability to create change. Now, formulate a new empowering belief. Write it down. Say it aloud. Every time you do this, you're physically building a new reality in your brain. This is not just positive thinking. It's the painstaking work of reclaiming your own mental landscape so you can effectively challenge the external one. Now, why do so many activists burn out? Neurologically, it's often due to a chronically activated sympathetic nervous system. The constant exposure to injustice keeps the amygdala, your brain's alarm bell, in a state of high alert, flooding the body with stress hormones like cortisol. This state, while useful for short-term crisis, is deliberating long-term. It impairs strategic thinking, damages memory, and leads to exhaustion. Sustainable advocacy requires strengthening the prefrontal cortex and activating the parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest system. This is the neurological basis of a resilient leader. The most powerful tool for this is box breathing, a technique I've mentioned before, used to regulate the nervous system under extreme pressure. Before a difficult meeting, after reading distressing news, or whenever you feel overwhelmed, practice it for 2 minutes. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. This simple action stimulates the vagus nerve, actively lowers cortisol, and brings your prefrontal cortex, the center for calm, strategic thought, back online. It's a first aid kit for the activist's brain. Real-world change is built on the foundation of small, consistent actions. In the brain, this is the work of the basal ganglia, our habit center. We can intentionally design habit loops, which is cue, routine, reward, that builds momentum for our movements. But here's the key. The reward doesn't have to be personal. The human brain is deeply wired for social connections, and the feeling of contributing to a group success provides a powerful dopamine and oxytocin reward and reinforces the habit. Design a collective financial habit. For example, your cue might be the first day of every month. Your routine might be you and a group of friends each automate a 10% donation to an organization fighting for a reproductive rights or girls' education. Your reward might be you share a screenshot in your group chat celebrating your collective contribution. That feeling of shared purpose and a tangible impact is the neurochemical reward that wires the habit of investing in the movement deeply in your brain. Rewiring your brain for resilience is not a detour from the work of activism. It is the work itself. Building a mind that can stay calm under pressure, forge habits of solidarity, and consciously reclaim its own narrative is how we develop our staying power. A mind honed by these practices can analyze policy, lead a meeting, and negotiate for resources without being hijacked by emotion. It can face setbacks without falling into a despair. A thriving, resilient mind is the single most powerful asset we can bring to the fight for economic justice and gender equality. It is the foundation upon which we will build a better world. Thank you for joining me on Thrive with Tima. If you like this episode, don't forget to share it with a friend, a colleague, whoever needs to reclaim her power. Until then, take care of your mind and keep thriving. Love you, mean it. Tima.